My name is Elizabeth Myers. This is my class at Rivers Edge Elementary School. It's a 5th grade gifted English class. And today we are talking about what elements of the story contribute to author's style. All right, so the story that we're going to read today is by one of our recurring authors, Roald Dahl, right? So we could kind of say that we're on a Roald with Dahl. So my silly pun was to show you guys that my word choice, right, which was a really, really kind of awful pun, contributed to my tone, right, which then created a certain what in my audience. What did you guys do? Laughed, right. So I created a mood with my word choice. So we know Dahl creates mood with word choice, but today we want to look and see are there other elements of his style that we can pull out because we've read a lot of his work. What are some of the other things that we've read that Roald Dahl has written? Siddharth? We read The Landlady, right, which was a creepy murder story, right? What else did we read, Lily? We read The Mildenhall Treasure, which was basically nonfiction, right? So we've seen a wide variety of things from him. Today we are reading a poem. Okay. All right, so here we go. The Three Little Pigs. The animal I really dig above all others is the pig. Pigs are noble. Pigs are clever. Pigs are courteous. However, now and then to break this rule, one meets a pig who is a fool. What, for example, would you say if strolling through the woods one day, right there in front of you, you saw a pig who built his house of straw? The wolf who saw it licked his lips and said, "That pig has had his chips. Little pig, let me come in. No, no, by the hairs of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." The little pig began to pray, but Wolfie blew his house away. He shouted, "Bacon, pork, and ham! Oh, what a lucky wolf I am!" And though he ate the pig quite fast, he carefully kept the tail till last. Wolf wandered on, a trifle bloated. Surprise, surprise, for soon he noted another little house for pigs, and this one had been built of twigs. Little pig, let me come in. No, no, by the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. The wolf said, "Okay, here we go." Then he began to blow and blow. The little pig began to squeal. He cried, "Oh, Wolf, you've had one meal. Why can't we talk and make a deal?" The wolf replied, "Not on your Nelly." And soon the pig was in his belly. "Two juicy little pigs," Wolf cried, "but still I am not satisfied. I know full well my tummy's bulging, but oh, how I adore indulging." So creeping quietly as a mouse, the wolf approached another house. A house which also had inside a little piggy trying to hide. But this one, piggy number 3, was bright and brainy as could be. No straw for him, no twigs or sticks. This pig had built his house of bricks. "You'll not get me," the piggy cried. "I'll blow you down," the wolf replied. "You'll need," pig said, "a lot of puff, and I don't think you have enough." Wolf huffed and puffed and blew. The house stayed up as good as new. "If I can't blow it down," Wolf said, "I'll have to blow it up instead. I'll come back in the dead of night and blow it up with dynamite." Pig cried, "You brute, I might have known." Then picking up the telephone, he dialed as quickly as he could the number of Red Riding Hood. "Hello," she said. "Who's speaking? Who?" "Oh, hello, Piggy, how'd you do?" Pig cried, "I need your help, Miss Hood. Oh, help me, please. Do you think you could?" "I'll try, of course," Miss Hood replied. "What's on your mind?" "A wolf," Pig cried. "I know you've dealt with wolves before, and now I've got one at my door." "My darling Pig," she said, "my sweet, that's really something up my street. I've just begun to wash my hair, but when it's dry, I'll be right there." A short while later, through the wood, came striding brave Miss Riding Hood. The wolf stood there, his eyes ablaze and yellowish like mayonnaise. His teeth were sharp, his gums were raw, and spit was dripping from his jaw. Once more the maiden's eyelid flickers. She draws the pistol from her knickers. Once more she hits the vital spot and kills him with a single shot. Pig, peeping through the window, stood and yelled, "Well done, Miss Riding Hood." "Ah, Piglet, you must never trust young ladies from the upper crust, for now Miss Riding Hood, one notes, not only has 2 wolfskin coats, but when she goes from place to place, she has a pigskin traveling case." All right. So, number 1, what happened to the pig, Arav?
Either he could have died or she took the pig skin from inside the belly of the wolf and
That's a little far-fetched. What do we think happened? Carter?
She killed the wolf and she went inside and killed the pig.
She killed the pig too, right? So she has a coat now, the one from the first wolf she killed, and the one from the wolf in this story, and now she has a pig string traveling case, right? But what did you have to do to be able to come up with that answer? You had to make an inference, right? Have we seen Roald Dahl do this before?
Yes.
Yes. Where did we see him make this choice before, Hia?
The landlady.
The landlady, right? Okay, so if we have our plot diagram, right? Our old friend plot diagram. We know at the landlady we met Billy Weaver, yes? Yes. And then he stayed and saw his room and yada yada. And then he drinks the tea, yes? Do we ever even really get over to the falling action? No, he drinks the tea and we have to infer that he's died. End of story, right? Now we've had the three little pigs, which, tell me this first. What is this? What MAPS word could I use to describe this genre thing that we've just read? Anish? Yes? What'd you say? So let me put it to you this way. It's a fairy tale, right, which is a genre. Yes, only did I laugh when I was reading this? Was it kind of funny?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm twisting my depiction of a genre in order to make it funny to some people. It's a what, Radhika?
Parody?
Yes, it's a parody, right? It's just like S'mores Wars. Okay, so this is a parody, right? First of all, his word choices made it kind of funny. What does he call the wolf? Does he call him the big bad wolf? No, he calls him Wolf,
You brute.
i.e. Wolf.
Wolfie.
Wolfie, right? Is that serious? No, that's funny, right? Okay, so parody. Our parody of the three little pigs. He starts off, right? We know our characters. Yes. Rising action blows down pig number 1. Rising action blows down pig number 2. All the way up to pig number 3, and he's going to blow it up with dynamite. But Red Riding Hood comes in. Yes, we see her pull out her pistol, right? She shoots the fatal shot. But then do we see what happens to Pig? No. Once again, we have to make an inference to get ourselves over the climax in our plot diagram. That's twice he's done it, right? All right, so what else have we read by Roald Dahl? Mildenhall, okay? So here's my theory about Roald Dahl, okay, and his style as an author, right? Because we can look at word choice, we can look at lots of other things, but I think that this is the biggest part of Roald Dahl's style, right? I think he likes to buy the groceries, cook the dinner, serve the dinner party, but I don't think he likes to clear the table and do the washing up. Because in the Mildenhall, he tells us that he doesn't like this part of the story. Did anybody catch it when we read it? No. So what was the climax in the Mildenhall? Let's think about it. What was the climax, Amish? When Butcher and
Dr. Fawcett found that he kept silver.
Bingo! When Dr. Fawcett finds out that Ford has this treasure hoard in his house, right? That's our climax, okay? So if we look at that part of the story, it says, I really thought it was pewter, Ford said, moving slowly and very reluctantly forward to the oak sideboard. Otherwise, I would naturally have reported it at once. He bent down and unlocked the lower doors of the sideboard. He opened the doors, and then Dr. Hugh Alderson Fawcett very nearly did have a heart attack. He flung himself on his knees. He gasped. He choked. He began sputtering like an old kettle. Clearly the climax of our story, right? He reached out for the great silver dish. He took it. He held it in shaking hands, and his face went white as snow. He didn't speak. He couldn't. He was literally, physically, and mentally struck absolutely dumb by the sight of the treasure. And then the very next line in the story is, the interesting part of the story ends here. Who is that talking to us, saying the interesting part of the story ends here? Who's saying that, Radhika?
Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl. So he's telling us that he doesn't find anything after this point, what?
Interesting.
Interesting. Who's read other Roald Dahl stories? Yes.
I read James and the Giant Peach.
Does it kind of drop off at the end too? Yeah. What about, I know Fantastic Mr. Fox kind of drops off at the end. What else? Yes.
Matilda.
Matilda, does it kind of drop off at the end? Yeah. So I think that Roald Dahl's style is that he front loads his story and doesn't backload his story, right? He likes all this bit and doesn't so much like this bit, right? But there are other parts of his style too, and part of his style is when we read Fantastic Mr. Fox, what do? Laugh, right? When we read this, what did we do? Laugh. How does he make us laugh? Carter? Well, part of it is the parody. What else? Yes?
Word choice.
Word choice. So that's another big part of it. Did we see any of those funny words in The Landlady? No, but did his word choice create a tone in The Landlady?
Yes.
Yeah, because we talked about it. We said first he's describing something nice, then he's describing something creepy, and then he's describing something nice, and then it's creepy, and we don't know what to think, right? Because he keeps going back and forth. This one clearly was meant to be funny. Very funny, right? All right, so what I'm going to have you do today is work with a partner. In your novel study notebook, I have questions for you about this poem, right? His word choice, some poetry things, and I have a bonus question. I want you to look up upper crust in the dictionary. Figure out what it means, okay? And then I want you to make a hypothesis about why it means that. Lap ticket to the winner. Whoever can figure it out, make the correct hypothesis. Okay? You get a lap ticket out of a lap. Out of a lap.
So we have to define which ones we want.
Answer this one for me right now. I should pull it right out of your head right now.
Wolf says, I know full well my tummy is bulging. For word master, please describe
What's
Yes, good girl. If there's room, you can write on that. If there's not room, write in your novel study notebook. All right, Thomas and Aditya, I want you to pull this one out of your head right now. The wolf says, I know full well my tummy is bulging. What word master's word describes the state of being? That was really, really hungry. You almost glutted. You got it. If you don't have room right there, you can write it here. If you have room, you can write it there. Either place.
How does that even make sense? What is it on? I couldn't find it on this page. Oh, it's right here. Oh my goodness. It's right here.
The highest social class or group.
What incorrect grammar cuts overhand upper crust?
Here, I'll write it down.
Count the upper crust of the earth. The upper crust of the earth. The highest social class or group.
What is it?
Right now, my full.
Is he full or hungry?
Oh, it's blood.
Yes, good girl. Good girl.
Carter,
Yeah.
Treasure, something of little value or importance. A desert of sponge cakes spread with jam.
Or love value.
Or importance.
Yeah.
What's the next word?
Bloated.
Oh, I found it. Wolf wandered on the
Yes, you wandered on a trifle bloated. Does that mean to talk in a joking manner? Is that the right definition for that moment? No. What's the right definition for that moment? You reading?
I'm supposed to find it.
Is this your upper crust answer? Oh, you gotta write it down.
Sideways.
Yes.
I'm looking.
I'm not reading that for you. I'm reading them all at once. Shh, don't say it out loud. People hear you.
I found it.
Thank you for watching the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it.
Go Eagles!